Chiarete o Japantes, and it is I, Cousin Leonid, here with another Lenten video, translating again passages from the Bible into English from the Koine Greek. And of course, once more, everyone is welcome, so it does not matter whether you're religious or not, does not matter whether you are just a learner of linguistics. Okay, just enjoy and feel free to leave a comment, just as long as it's not a comment about how bad my nasty Australian accent is, about which I'm sorry, but I can't do too much about. All right, without further ado, we're on to Matthew 13, 45 and 46, and we're on to, yes, that's right, my hearties, we're on to treasure, as we can see from the picture. Sorry, I couldn't find any better picture than that. I'm sure that was probably something that existed, but I'm sure it was under copyright or something unusual. I could have shown you an icon or something, but it doesn't vastly matter. So without further ado, let's have a look at the next slide. And this slide, well, doesn't have too much formatting going on here. I've at least made the font a little bigger than last week. So sorry, I should say today, because I've actually made that other video today, the last one. So this is Katamatayon from Matthew 13 and verses 45 to 46 in the Greek New Testament, and we're using Nestle's edition from 1904. It's not, again, I'll mention that fact again, it's very important. It's not that Nestle has actually changed it in any way. It's that there were a couple of redactions of the Bible. There was an Alexandrine version and there was a Byzantine version. And basically, since that time, scholars have been desperately fighting over which one is correct, or whether both are correct, or whether one is correct. And there's not a great deal of difference between them anyway. But without further ado, let's go on. So we got Palin. Omoia estin he Basileia ton huranon emporor stetunti calus margaritas. Okay, great. Okay, we've got a couple of words we can actually recognize in that. Okay, one, we've got Palin. Okay, that first word, even if you don't read the Greek letters, you know that word from palindrome. So that's a word that runs the same way, forwards and backwards. So the palin here could mean back, but it probably means again. So again, he Basileia, we've seen that before. Okay, so if we've ever heard the name basil, if we've ever heard of the spice, sorry, it's not a spice, it's a herb, isn't it? Basil. And we've probably got the name in modern Greek, Vasil. Okay, so we got the kingdom, Tornuranon. We've had that before. We had that in the last verse. That refers to the sky, or probably the sky means the heaven. Notice it's plural. It doesn't mean, unless we've got some kind of conspiracy theorist, that there are lots and lots of heavens and there's some kind of multiverse going on. It's really just referring to the kingdom of heaven. Again, the kingdom of heaven is alike. Homoia. So we've got that in a couple of words in English. Like to, like unto, as we often said in Old Testament, sorry, not Old Testament, old translations of the Bible, maybe King James Bible as well. Like unto, okay, emporor, tunti, calus margaritas. Now, I think there might be a word missing there. In some editions, it says anthropor emporor. So the emporor means a merchant, but many translations that you will see will say that the kingdom of heaven is like a man who is looking for, and they won't have any reference to the merchant. Here we've got the opposite. This edition is stressing the merchant. So it is like a merchant who is looking for stetunti. So that is a participle. Okay, we'll do more on the grammar later, after Lent. Maybe we've given up grammar for Lent. Stedunti. Okay, it's going to be dative, so it's going to go with empuror. So, like a merchant who is looking for kalus, beautiful margaritas, pearls. Okay, so if you happen to know a young lady or an old lady, you happen to know a lady called Marguerite or Margaret or something of that kind, then their name is related to a pearl. So it has the idea that they're a very valuable person. Everyone's valuable, whatever their name is. Okay, so let's keep on going. And we got Huron de Henna Politimon Margariten. Okay, so what we've got there is, and finding one Margariten, that's going to be accusative and it's going to be singular. So we had Margaritas, that was going to be plural. Out of interest, it looks like Margaritas looks like it's first declension, but it's actually going to be masculine, which is terrific if I wasn't giving up grammar for Lent. So, and upon finding one pearl Polutimon of great price. Okay, so we actually have that phrase come into English. I think it was even the name of a Monkey Magic episode, The Pearl of Great Price, or Pearls Before Swine, or something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Polotimon. It has, the polu is much, of great value. Upon finding one pearl of great value, okay, apelthon, after going away, pepraken, he has sold. Okay, that's a perfect form. To tell the truth, I don't know why they're using the perfect there and not the aorist, but as we've given up grammar for Lent, then we shan't actually go into it right now. So, he sold everything he had. Panta, hossa, echen. Okay, echen is going to be imperfect. It's not going to be aorist. Kai agorasen auton, and bought it, meaning the pearl. So the kind of moral of the story is kind of unusual if you think about it. So often Christianity has this message that possessions aren't really important, and blah blah blah, and we shouldn't get hung up about things, and it doesn't matter if we don't have possessions. But they're likening someone who is going after the kingdom of heaven to someone who is going after these material things. So they're not saying that going after material things is fantastic. They're saying that the person who seeks after the kingdom of heaven is like someone who is trying to make an enormous amount of money, and they will do everything that they possibly can to get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've had enough for today. So I will wish you peace for the rest of the week, and we might see another video tomorrow if you are lucky, and it might be if you're especially unlucky in my Australian accent. But that's okay. So farewell for now from Vineyard Green.